Welcome to this tutorial on encoding a video with DRM protection using Axonom encoding. In this tutorial, we will extend the video encoding process by adding a DRM protection step. DRM involves encrypting your video using a secure symmetric algorithm. For this, we'll use a secure encryption key generated by Axonom's key service. With Axonom's DRM managed mode, you don't need to interact directly with the key service. By simply providing your key service credentials in the encoding service's DRM settings, the encoding service will acquire the necessary keys automatically. Let's get started. As the first step, you have to create a DRM key service configuration. If you haven't set up your DRM key service configuration yet, go to the Axonom portal. Navigate to My Mosaic, click DRM, and click on Acquire Credentials. Finally, click Generate Management Keys to acquire credentials. This step generates your DRM configuration for both the license service and the key service. Next, store your generated Axonom DRM configuration file in a secure location, as they cannot be recovered once lost. Next, you have to configure the DRM settings for the Mosaic video service. Go to the Mosaic Management System and go to DRM settings under Video Encoding. You need to use the credentials you acquired earlier for these fields. These can be found in the downloaded Axonom DRM configuration file. Select Key Server Axprod API as the Key Service Management API URL. Next, add your Key Service Tenant ID from your configuration file. The Key Service Management key and the Key Seed ID must be provided encrypted with a certificate of Axonom encoding, so only Axonom encoding can access your key service configuration. We've created a tool to encrypt credentials for your ease, and you can find it at the Axonom portal. The downloaded DRM configuration file contains the license service and key service configurations. Therefore, you must obtain the management key and the key seed ID from the key service configuration section. First, copy your management key and go to Axonom portal. Navigate to Tools and select Credentials Protection. Then, paste your management key and click Encrypt. Once encrypted, add the protected value to the corresponding field in the DRM settings. Repeat this process for the key seed ID. Finally, save the DRM settings. Next, you need to create the acquisition profile and the publishing a profile. Here, we are not going to explain those steps as we discussed in the Encode video using Axonom Mosaic Video. You can find that video in the Axonom portal under the Videos tab or in the previous step. Here, I've already set up the acquisition and the publishing profiles. After that, go to Processing under Video Encoding. You can see a default profile. Go to the default profile and set DRM protection as single key. You can also use multiple keys if you want to encrypt different streams such as HD, SD, and audio with different encryption keys. Finally, save the processing profile. Next, go to Videos and click New. As the source location, select the folder where your input video is stored. Then, select the processing profile and click Encode. Once encoding is completed, you can see the protection key ID under the dash stream section. Since we used single key DRM protection, the same key ID is displayed for the HD, SD, and audio streams. You will need this key to create the token, which we will discuss in a separate video. And that's it. You have successfully encoded your video with DRM protection using Axonom encoding. Thanks for watching.